show you a game I played just to give you an idea. We lost this game, but I mean, I felt like it's the first time. So one of the most important things you see is that I'm always trying to keep my beam going up. You see the beam, it's at 30. You gotta keep it throwing constantly, right? So even doing one little damage here keeps it going, right? Even if you gotta poke him, just do a little damage. Look, they're giving me free beam. Now it's at 78, right? Now it's at 80, 90. Once it's at 100, it's very powerful. I'm just trying to survive here. Just stay alive. Now, it's at 100. When it's at 100, it's very hard to stop it. Boom, right? Dead, right? And like, what are you gonna do about that? That's 100. And you could turn diamond form to keep the game going. Whatever, we killed him. Alright, so notice I'm using the Groot wall to build up my beam. Now it's at 37. 37 is good. 40, right? You want to keep that going. Now look, 80, 90, right? 100. Once you're at 100, you're unstoppable. And that's kind of the goal when you're playing this character. Get that thing to 100. Right? Once you get it to 100, you're like unstoppable. See, look, I killed her. And we kind of... The 100 is just too strong. I mean, but now the ult with 100, look how strong it is. It kills him through the ult. So like when you ult with it at 100, it's very powerful. So look, 100, pushing. Right, what are they gonna do about it? They're dead. 100 is just too strong. Right, alright. See, I'm trying to keep the beam up by hurting him. We die. Yeah, not my fault. Whatever. Alright, so now look, we come back. You're gonna see, look. I'm trying to build my beam up. Got it to... Oh, I'm dead. But see, you can escape serious bad moments by getting into the cover. The Groot is kind of walling me off. But see how I end up in this nice spot here? But I'm still at a distance where I can build my beam up, right? Even landing one little damage keeps that thing going. Even if it's one damage every like 2 seconds, right? You gotta have that urgency. Get that beam up, right? Look, now look at it, 100. How many times do you get it to 100? Easy to get it to 100. You just gotta keep it going. I mean, you know, whatever, what can I do about that? But here we go, right? 33, it's already at 33. Already at 50, right? He's just giving it to me. He's making a mistake by giving me his beam. See, look, I need to keep that thing up. You have to have a sense of urgency. Anytime you're not doing damage for a few seconds, you gotta think, how do I keep my beam up? And look how powerful the ult is when you're at 100. Unstoppable. Like, what can they do here? Look how fast they're dying. Nothing. Boom. Alright.
There's still a chance to stop them.
So now look, remember, anytime you see enemies, you're like thinking, okay, how do I get my beam to 100? That's your number one thinking. Right? Keep that thing going up. A damage every few seconds. I just stand here because I need to keep this. I don't know what he's doing there.
They hit a checkpoint. Now might be a good time to stop them.
We'll back up here, right?
Look who's here.
Alright, so look, you know, you put your shield up. Honestly, I feel like you don't even use your shield. From what I've seen, I don't even think you use it much. It's almost like it's not there. You gotta use all your abilities. See, I'm building my beam up. I'm getting at the range where I can still build my beam up without taking damage, right? I'm backing up while still beaming. I mean, what can I do here? But look, I'm urgent. I'm saying I gotta get that beam up. Get that one damage. Where's that? One damage. One damage here. Right? Any damage I can do to keep the beam up. See, now it's at 72, 87, right? And once that thing is up to 100, you kind of just walk through the enemy thing because it's hard to outwear that. They have some else, kind of. But remember, when your beam is at 100, you're doing so much damage. Look how fast I can build my ult. Look at my ult charge. Look at my ult charge. 93. Quick. Boom. Right? When you get that thing to 100, your ult will come back quick. Look, I'm almost ult here. And now look how fast you kill with 100. Look how fast. Boom. And I have 100 beam. I can ult here if I want. But he ulted, so this is actually where my whole team collapses. I don't really blame myself for this one. I think that I made the right decision here. My team probably should have... maybe I'm wrong. 2 of my teammates died. Okay, so that's my mistake. I ulted here thinking I had my teammates. They probably should have followed me, this healer. But, you know what? Looking back on it, I made a mistake. But either way, look how powerful this ult is. Like, we could kill the whole team here if everyone was aggressive with me. Right. Whatever though. This is how we lose, basically. Sometimes you make one mistake and you pay for it. Now this is us on defense. I think we just collapsed on defense. But I think you get the idea. The idea is keep that beam building. Right? You gotta use your shield as cover to kind of just sprinkle in some damage here and there. Just to keep that beam building. Right? You can look at another game here if you want. I don't know, this one. Okay, we'll do one on defense since you just saw the offense. Let's see, is this defense or offense? We'll do the offense again because...
Some uninvited guests.
But either way, as you can see, right, the key is get that thing to 100. That's really the main thing, is get it to 100. You know, you can get it the exact distance where you're safe, but you can build it up at the same time, right? Because no one can really hit me from here. Well, I'm dead here, but you know what I mean. Typically, you want to be in like a safe spot. We'll skip to the end because, you know, I wanted to show you some of the grabs, which is pretty important.
I will have my revenge.
Some nice grabs.
You're halfway there. Keep going.
Okay, but see how I'm trying to build it up. And I'm backing up just the exact distance where I won't get hit while still being able to build it up. Think of this character as you're not really doing anything until you get that beam really high. Now that it's high, I can play a little more aggressive. 100, now you see me push. Obviously they ult, but it's okay because it's kind of a wasted ult. This is kind of a wasted ult for me. I thought I could pull the dagger. That's not a good ult for me. But you see now we have this nice thing. And look at the aggression tank. Right? Gotta have that aggression sometimes. You gotta push. No one to push, right? They didn't have a tank. They didn't have anything. I'm going in, right? I have my Gambit ult.
Don't turn back now.
And I think they get portal here. But look, I'm trying to build my beam up. That's my first thought, because you should know by now. You have more hours on her than I do, so you should know how low her damage is. And it's at 12. It's really low, 20. What's that gonna do? You know what? We can get that thing up quick. Grab, bang. Well, we didn't really need it. But you get the point. Build up your beam. If someone gets too close to you, you grab them. You punish them for getting too close to you. Right? You don't let them get away with that. But as you can see, right? I'm always getting my beam up to 100. How many times do I get it up to 100? Right? Often. How many times do you get it to 100? Not to be a jerk, right? But I'm just saying, like, you need to think about that often. How am I gonna get this thing to 100? And you gotta like peek in, take one little damage sometimes, just to keep it building, right? Don't let it fall. Once it starts falling, you're wasting precious time. Gotta let that thing build. We'll see if I do it here. Right? I'm using her shield to build it up, right? 13. I'm very happy right now. They're giving me free beam. Look, 56. That's free. And look, I make sure it stays going up. And they kind of push on this, but it wasn't really a good push. Now I'm at 93, I'm at 100. Right? Now with 100, let's dead. Let's kill both healers. Or if my team was competent, we win this. Then again, they're fighting a fight. I'm looking at really sick. Not their fault. Okay, we're gonna watch this again because notice my thing goes down because my team is dead, so I kind of have to. So now we start from 15 again, building. Just get a little damage here and there, sprinkle it around. Make sure you don't let yourself not do damage for a few seconds. Because then that beam is gone. Right, I'm trying to get it to 100. That's my main focus right now. I die. Wait, we don't die. Did I die? Okay, I died. Alright, let's see what happens here. This is the part you saw already. But you get the point, right? You got to keep that beam up. Make sure you're always doing some kind of damage. Don't let yourself stop doing damage for 4 seconds, because then that beam starts to drop. Try to get it to 100, right? Use your shield for cover, right? You got to use your shield often. Put it in front of you. And think of your shield as a way to help you build the beam, because it gives you cover so you can kind of peek in aggressively and just get that little touch to keep the beam building. And once you get to 100, you're unstoppable. You can start playing aggressively. And, you know, of course, anytime an enemy gets too close to you, you grab them, right? You punish them for that. You can't let them just get close to you and use, like, the little diamond attack instead. You got to use your diamond form grab ability, all right? Or we might as well see what else, whatever. Oh, yeah, we saw this one before. Yeah, this was not the best round, but in the end, we won, right? I have a 64% win rate with this character. Right now, let's see where it's at. Competitive. Win rate, 62. That's pretty good. So you know I'm not just saying random stuff, right? I'm trying to be solid advice. Alright. Hopefully learn something.